It's been a long day, but guess what? Nothing felt as long as those 90 minutes yesterday. Welcome back to Big Stevie Cool 1872. And yeah, we are going to decipher those comments from Philip. Come on. He was speaking to Rangers TV at full time. Now, I'll get into. Well, let's just get into it right now. We'll read through his comments here, but we'll get into what he said, right? He said the team's tired. They're not robots. I've got beef with that, man, right? I've got beef with those comments for Clement because this is the same guy that told us that we would be ready in October, November. We would be 200, 400, a billion% better, whatever numbers he used, right? Here we are in October, November, and he's sitting there saying that the team's tired. This guy is a walking excuse maker, man. He really, really, really is. There's no two ways around it. And I get it, right? Teams do get tired. Hell, I think you look down up across Europe, man. You're seeing teams with injuries getting tired, teams that are normally doing better at this stage of the season, etc., etc. But guess what, Phil? You've got more than just 11 players to use. All right. Now, some people might look at the game yesterday and see that Dessers and Tavernier, without Tavernier's assist, without Dessers' goal, what would have happened to Rangers, folks? Well, look at the game. James Tavernier was absolutely abysmal. Anyone with two brain cells would be able to tell you that James Tavernier was wank. And that Yefty on the other side was made to look like Roberto Carlos because of how bad James Tavernier... For me, Yefty was man of the match. I thought Yefty was really good. Right? But see, this excuse about tiredness doesn't fly with me, man. You've got a squad. Use it, rotate it. Bring the youngsters in, man. Do something. And that match yesterday, folks. Jeez, oh, man. It was some of the most depressing football I've ever seen. It was like, what happened to the days where we would play fun attacking football? See that yesterday? It was so bad. So bad. Like, it was like, I think this team's just made a bottle jobs because, yeah, see every time like they lost the ball, it got really toxic. But that's their own fault, man, because so many times we could have went forward, or and Tierney, Bajrami, Tavernier, Diamonde was probably the worst for it. They would turn back. See, instead of making the risky ball going forward that might get us in behind or something, turn back to Suter. See, the next time I watch Suter or Balogun pass between themselves, man, Jesus Christ, I'm going to have a mental breakdown. But, Tavernier losing the ball, just absolutely shocker, but I think that, for me, that's the worst Ibrox performance this season, that game yesterday. I'm not having two have buts about it. Well, what happened to the standards? It's like, the game had 1-1 written over it. And I mean, I'm thankful for the 3 points, but it's like, can we... See, watching this to the end of the season, if he stays to at least the end of the season, does anyone have any idea how bad this football's going to be? I think you look at the league table, we're 9 points behind Celtic and Aberdeen, and you know what, we're lucky. We're lucky to only be 9 points behind Celtic and Aberdeen. Because see the 2-1 against St Mirren, the 1-0 against Hibs, the 1-0 against Dundee United away, the one goal that separated Hearts and Rangers last night. How many of those games could we realistically drop more points in? It's incredible. We've only scored 16 goals in, 11 games? You take away the 6-0 against Ross County, and my friends, you've got a serious lack of goals in there. It's unacceptable. It's pathetic to the highest degree. And we'll get into Big Phil's comments. Anyway, speaking to Rangers TV, he said, and I quote, "We got an early goal, and the manner of the goal pleased me. We played well between the lines, we made combinations and scored a good goal. Against Olympiacos, we had a similar goal. So we were going to keep working on that. I'm frustrated we didn't build on it. If you score the second goal, you kill their belief. That kills off the game, so we have lessons to take for the future. We did a lot of good things in the first half. We should have scored more than one goal. We were not really in trouble, but in the second half we were sloppy or losing balls in positions we shouldn't. We made fewer good decisions on the ball, and because of that, Hearts came into the game." End of quote. Right. See this? We were never really in trouble. I'm not saying Hearts really peppered Butland with saves and he was like making worldies, but we were in trouble a lot of that game, man. When you're going into like the dying embers of a match thinking that you're going to drop points, I would describe that as trouble. I really, really would. The Hearts were getting set piece after set piece. They hit the post. There was mistakes individually for Balogun and Suter, right? The balls were being given away. Cheap throw-ins were being given away. Cheaper corners were getting given away. And as I said last night, I mean, Butland I thought was really good at dealing with the set pieces. But Jesus Christ, man, to come out and to turn around and say we were never really in trouble, man, is an understatement. Even after the whistle went, I'm sitting there thinking, what if he calls this back for VAR? Because I tell you what, I mean, I've not even rewatched the highlights because why would I? But I mean, did Kieran Doyle handball it? I'd need to have a look, to be honest, to properly judge it. But it is what it is at the end of the day, folks. And Big Phil, what else did he say here? They hit the post after half time. That made everything a little bit more nervous in the second half. So I want my team to be cooler, calm, and have more composure. We need to keep the ball in a better way. We had a free kick in the end in their half, and we ended up with a difficult ball to Jack and out for a throw-in. It was a massive week. We made a cup final. We had a big game against Olympiacos. We had a good performance and result. It was a long trip to Athens, and then to come back and play a game. We really started the game well on the front foot. I wanted to play like that all game, so in the second half I expected more from us. We need to work on that. Some players have recovery time, others have a friendly. Internationals will go away, so I hope we all come back in good health. End of quote. So again, you know, Clement talks about robots, but I mean, I think the biggest robot's him because he comes out with the same stuff every week. And Phil, son, I want to like you. Hell, I want to love you, but the comments and the decision making and, you know, we're playing awful and it's like, oh, let's bring 2 subs on the 68th minute. It's killing me, Phil. Alright, I've had enough. Please, sort it out. I'm begging you, Phil. I'm begging you. Come on. Oh, come on.